Hello everybody, I'm Hannah and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, this is one of my TBR videos. We're going to be talking about every single book that I plan on reading in the month of October. Okay, so last month, if you watched my September TBR video, I had so much to read that I basically just gave up and didn't pick any random books off of my TBR at all. What that means is that my TBR has gone nowhere, basically. And I've been to like a couple of used bookstore sales, been still getting all of my subscription box hicks this month. So anyway, my TBR has gone like disgustingly up, it feels like, and I'm kind of trying to take a different attitude / approach to that. But first, we're going to talk about all of the books I already plan on reading, and then I'm going to pull some random picks off of my TBR for October. I'm only going to be picking 2 this month. I already have 8 reads that I have planned. A lot of those are rollover arcs that I've already talked about, but I'm still going to go through them just so that if you're new here, you still know what I'm reading in October. I'll pick 2 random ones, and then I've really been getting back into my library era, so I'm really only picking 10 books to make sure that I have room for just the random things that are likely going to pop up. Let's get into it. So let's go through my arcs first. So I'm planning on finishing 2 more arcs in September, and so assuming that that happens, okay, we're gonna do the following few. So first up is A Scar in the Bone by Sophie Jordan. This is out October 14th. This is the sequel to A Fire in the Sky, which I read last month or the month before, and I really enjoyed. Next, I've got Conform by Ariel Sullivan. This is out on October 14th, and it's kind of giving dystopian vibes, so I'm excited to see what that one's about. I've got Fallen City by Adrienne Young. Adrienne Young, her writing just screams fall to me, and so I'm excited to be getting this one as an arc. I've only read Spells for Forgetting by her. I have plans to read The Unmaking of June Farrow and A Sea of Unspoken Things, hopefully either next month, maybe if I miraculously spin one of those, or in November. I've got Son of the Morning by Akwaeke Mezi. I am planning on buddy reading this one with my friend Faye. I haven't read a bunch of Akwaeke Mezi's work, but I'm really excited about this one. This is a romantasy, I believe. And then I've also got Something Wicked by Fallon Ballard. I own a couple of Fallon Ballard's books, but I have not read any, so that should be interesting. Okay, let's jump into, those are all my arcs that I plan on reading. I have more arcs that are on my list, but they're not published until January, and so I feel like I just need to take the pressure off myself and not plan on reading like 18 arcs a month when I know that I'm not going to do that. If you've been around for a bit, you know that I've been doing a reread of the Sarah J. Maas universe. My book for October is going to be the one, the only, the beautiful Akamath. Court of Mist and Fury is probably my favorite Sarah J. Maas book. I'm debating between like this one, Queen of Shadows, Kingdom of Ash, all in my head. I think it is this one though, as like a standalone. It's not a standalone. This is the second in the ACOTAR series, but just if I were to pick one up and be like, I'm just gonna dive in and read this as a comfort read, I think it would be this guy. So I'm really excited about that. Next, I actually have plans to read both of my book of the month picks from September. So first up, I actually plan on starting this one today, so I might finish it a little bit early, but this is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is a prequel to Divine Rivals, and it's supposed to be, I think, about the gods in that story, which would be, I think their names were Enva and Dagre. I've heard people say it all kinds of different ways. In my head, it's Dacre. I'm unclear if this is technically considered YA or adult, but I'm really excited for this origin story. I think it'll be really pretty. Her prose always is, and I just have a really great time reading it. So that's Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. And then I also have The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and her daughter Shelby Cunningham. I'm excited for this one just because it gives fall. Anything that's got like that academic setting, and I mean the cover has fall leaves on it, like I feel like it'll just be a good time. So I'm excited for that. Those 3, along with my arcs that I gave you, I think there were 5 of them, comprise all of my known October reads. So now we're going to jump into the spinny wheel to determine the next 2 surprise picks. I just use a number picker wheel from online. What I do is I just put in the numbers. It'll give me a number, and then I'll go and line that number up with my TBR list. You might not be able to see that super well. This number is 73. So let's go look up what 73 is. My only rules for for picking from the TBR is if the number lands on a book that's in the middle of the series, I can pick the first one. If it's an author where I already have a series actively in progress, I can pull from that one instead of the series that I picked. I think that's it. I really try not to like change my mind on the numbers that I pull, because I feel like that's kind of like, why are we doing this if you're just gonna decide what you're reading anyway? So this is a great example. I got In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. I believe that is the sequel to Love Light Farms. So let me go grab that and confirm. Confirmed. Love Light Farms is in fact the first one. I would be excited about reading this. I feel like I don't have any contemporary romance, I don't think, so far on my TBR, so I feel like this would be a good pick. I know this is like Christmas-y, so I feel like it might help get me in the fall spirit. And I've been wanting to read this for a while. I haven't read, obviously, the Love Light Farms series. I did read First Time Caller a few months ago and really enjoyed that one. So I'm looking forward to this. All right, we are spinning again. 62. Why are these so close together? Okay, 62 is A Shadow Crown by Melissa Blair. Sorry. I believe that the first one is A Broken Blade. This is part of the Halfling saga. So the first one is A Broken Blade. A Shadow Crown? Shadow Crown is number 2, and then A Vicious Game is number 3. I own all of them. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. It's blurbed by Chloe Gong. It says it's perfect for Throne of Glass. Cool. I'm down for an assassin story with Faye. It is giving Throne of Glass, and she's got silver eyes. I'm excited to jump into this one. Okay, cool. So that basically concludes our TBR picks for the month of October. So as a reminder, we're doing 5 different arcs. We already went through them all. I'll just say them again for you. We've got A Scar in the Bone, Conform, Fallen City, Son of the Morning, and Something Wicked. And then we've got these 5 babies, which are Love Light Farms, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Broken Blade, The Academy, and Wild Reverence. So I think it's shaping up to be a relatively good October. I obviously didn't get an Adrienne Young book, but that's okay. And I do have a lot of library books checked out right now, which I'm trying to take, like I kind of mentioned, a different approach to my TBR, because I do really like supporting my library, and I'm trying to spend less, which basically means that I'm only getting books from my book subscription boxes and like used books. So I think for 2027, no, what are we in right now? 2025. So in 2026, I'm going to try to do another kind of soft book buying ban where I'm going to try not to buy any new books, I think. So used books are fine, book subscription boxes are fine, but I don't want to like go to Barnes & Noble and like purchase a book. Obviously, if I have a gift card, that would be different. But you know, I want to use my library more. I want to be really mindful of what I'm taking in and make sure I'm actually giving myself the time and space to read it. So that's kind of my plan. But I do really enjoy supporting the library. At my library, books are unhauled if they're not checked out for 3 years or more. So I always kind of have the philosophy of like, if I check it out and I don't read it, at least that's guaranteeing that it'll be there for me for the next 3 years in case I get the itch to read it later. So I have been finding a lot of like backlist books that I really want to get into from there that are just like not even on my radar anymore. I won't be reading a ton off of my TBR in October. It looks like we've got 4 books, not counting A Court of Mist and Fury, because that's not on my TBR since I have in fact read it. And then a bunch of my arcs obviously are not on my TBR, but some of them are coming as physical books in book subscription boxes later. So I'll be ahead of the game there. Anyway, I've been rambling. Thank you so much for joining me to pick out my October TBR, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.